February, two big events collide: Valentine's Day and the Super Bowl. One is wrapped in hearts and expectations. The other is wrapped in wings and highly anticipated commercials. And here's what's interesting. Both are huge, huge, huge marketing events, but both also carry real personal meaning for some people and almost none for others. And that difference matters more in your marriage than you might think. I'm Leslie Dories, your marriage coach, and Valentine's Day doesn't mean the same thing to everyone. Neither does the Super Bowl. For one spouse, Valentine's Day might represent feeling chosen, desired, and prioritized. For the other, it might feel forced or fake. For one spouse, the Super Bowl might represent loyalty, tradition, connection, maybe even identity. For the other, it's just a lot of noise on a Sunday. So the problem isn't that you care about different things. The problem is what you do with that difference. And here's the truth most couples miss. When something matters to your spouse more than it matters to you, your participation becomes the gift. Not the flowers, not the dinner reservations, not the snacks, or even the game. Your presence, your engagement, your willingness to step into their world for a little while. And here's where a lot of marriages get into trouble. It isn't that men refuse to participate. Most of them, or many of them, just half-ass it. They show up physically, but not emotionally. They comply with generic gifts, but also with resentment. And they make sure that their spouse knows, consciously or not, that this isn't really worth their time and effort. And from the outside, it does look like participation. But from the inside, it actually feels like rejection. Half-hearted participation sends a very clear message. I'm doing this because I have to, not because I want to. And that message does real damage over time. I mean, it's just the very drip, 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 right, of disappointment and disillusionment. And there's a massive difference between obligation and intention, between fine, I guess I have to do this to stay out of the doghouse, and I know this matters to you, and I want to show you that you matter to me. Same activity, completely different impact. Now, Valentine's Day and the Super Bowl are not tests of romance and loyalty. They're actually tests of attunement. Can you notice what matters to your spouse, even when it doesn't matter to you? Can you participate without getting resentful? Can you bring your full self instead of just checking the box? So here's the question to sit with this February and pretty much any day. Am I showing up in a way that helps my spouse feel chosen or merely tolerated? Because heartfelt participation isn't about a holiday or a game. It's about love that says, I see you, and I'm willing to step into what matters to you, not just what matters to me. So if this resonates with you, I invite you to subscribe to the channel. And if you really want to know how to do this better, then I invite you to to reply in the comments just with the word help. And hopefully you found this helpful and maybe won't be dreading Valentine's Day quite so much this year. And until next week, stay loving.